The commission is the group of impartial observers which will determine the number and welfare of the American hostages. The United Nations diplomatically suggests the group's mission to be a little of each. Kurt Waldheim privately warns the Carter administration to brace itself now for some particularly tough and nasty talk out of Iran. It is, he implies, the final convulsion that will allow Bani Sadr to declare a victory and let the Americans go. The United States, devoid of options, goes along.
I would suggest that judgments as to whether we backed off or did not back off be suspended until the process has been completed.
Brzezinski was certainly implying that release of the hostages is part of an overall package, but that for anyone in the administration to say so explicitly might cause that package to fall apart. Ted Koppel, ABC News at the State Department.
In keeping with that policy, Jody Powell, the president's press secretary,
will be at center stage when Channel 17 goes live to the Grand Ole Opry for 6 hours of the best music in the world. Don't miss it Saturday night, March 1st, beginning at 7. You can help people with problems by training as a crisis intervention telephone counselor. 24 hours a day, Crisis Services counsels families in distress, victims of rape and sexual assault, the depressed and suicidal, and persons with life crises. Learn crisis intervention and problem-solving skills. Register for training programs now. For information and a training application, call Crisis Services at 838-5980. This is Channel 17, WNED-TV, Buffalo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this play is a construct of fact and fantasy. With music, dance, romance, and action. It is the secret fantasy of every vato to put on the zoot suit and play the myth of the Pachuco.
Zoot Suit, now at the Aquarius Theater in Hollywood.
There is a time when tradition gives way to the new. The 1979 Cordova, classic yet contemporary, with intimate details designed solely to serve you. Discover its many pleasures. Luxurious, uncompromised Cordova, the contemporary classic from Chrysler.
A lot of contenders have challenged my taste buds, but Pioneer Chicken really knocks me out. Pioneer Chicken, the taste, that sets the pace.
The members of my club are all women of superb taste who won't settle for second best. Pioneer Chicken is the taste I serve on lace.
My dad and I know what we like. Something tender, crisp, and juicy, not just fried and dried. Pioneer Chicken, the taste we feed our face.
Get the great taste of Pioneer Chicken.
Have you begun to worry a little lately about your money? How safe is it where it is? Will it be there when you need it? When you find yourself wondering if your money's in the right place, then maybe it isn't. Doubts like these have led thousands of people to seek the safety and the security of home savings and loan. The freedom from worry, the peace of mind that they found at home has helped Home's assets grow to more than $10 billion and made Home America's largest.
The State Transportation Department insists a 50-ton rock wedged above Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu is no danger to traffic or homes below. But some of the homes have been evacuated. Some drivers may have had the rock in mind as they sped by. A company that owns the land where the rock is wants to remove it, but the lowest bid they got was $80,000. So the company is still shopping for a contractor. If it finds somebody to do the job, the traffic below will be rerouted through Malibu Canyon until the rock is gone.
Digger Phelps is not happy tonight, and Jim Hill is going to tell you why.
Tell you exactly why. I think that Gary Cunningham and a lot of people over in Westwood are extremely happy tonight because of their 56-52 victory over Notre Dame yesterday in South Bend. The Bruin basketball team is #1 in the country. Tonight, UPI's Board of Coaches votes UCLA by just 3 votes, and the Bruins end the Irish's month-long reign at the top. Indiana State goes to 23-0, and 5th-ranked LSU a winner. Washington State fights for 2nd place in the Pac-10. And women's tennis took over the Forum tonight, a $150,000 event, and one of the early matches had Tracy Austin going against Betty Ann Stewart. Early in the contest, Tracy was lucky, but then it seemed like she lost her concentration and started to struggle.
I think that she was making a lot of errors in the beginning, and then when it was 4-love, I got tentative, and I started making a lot of errors. I didn't really feel myself out there. I didn't, feel like I was hitting that strongly.
And there was one other thing that bothered Tracy in the match, too.
Yeah. One time in the middle of the point, this big buzzer went off, and...
So despite the distractions and dropping 4 games after winning the first 4, Tracy took the first set 6-4 and came back and had no trouble in the second, winning 6-1. And this was match point.
I'm happy that I won. I think this might sound funny, but I think I could have played better.
But in the feature match, Martina Navratilova didn't complain about playing better, as she easily defeated Rosie Casal 6-3, 6-1. Martina is #1 in the world and is a top seed in this tournament. Meanwhile, Arthur Ashe drops out of the $250,000 tennis championships at Rancho Mirage because of injuries. Top seeds Connors, Borg, and McEnroe play tomorrow. And the Knicks have traded high-scoring Bob McAdoo to the Celtics for 3 first-round draft choices and a player to be named later. And Brent Musburger has some thoughts on that.
For his size, McAdoo is the finest outside shooter I've ever seen, but that's the problem. At 6'10", who needs a guard? Rebounds, defense, that's what big men must provide in the NBA. But there is a method to the Celtics' seeming madness. If they sign Larry Bird out of Indiana State, and the Celts own the rights until next June, then they can start a front line of McAdoo, Bird, and Dave Cowens. That's impressive, even if McAdoo does occasionally think he's one tiny Archibald. I'm Brent Musburger.
And the California Angels are moving their spring training camp from the Imperial Valley to Palm Springs because of the lettuce workers' strike. The Philadelphia Phillies have lost pitcher Larry Christensen until May. He broke his collarbone while riding in a muscular dystrophy bike-a-thon in Northern California. And that's not Wonder Woman, it's stunt person Kitty O'Neill practicing for a world record jump.
Okay, ready? Let's do it. All right, go for it.
Okay.
And here she goes off the top of the Valley Hilton Hotel. Amazing woman. The new record now 127 feet. That's a look at sports, Connie and Joe.
I'm not going to beat it.
No, me neither. If you're an Agatha Christie fan, you've got to hear what David Sheehan has to tell you. And also, there's a big storm coming our way. Mac Lovio will have details when we continue.
You're looking at a phenomenon. The phenomenon of natural carbonation. The phenomenon of Perrier. Naturally sparkling Perrier, with a taste lighter, more delicate, more refreshing, a natural taste, unlike any made by man. Perrier, naturally sparkling refreshment from the center of the earth. Enjoy it in good health.
Oldsmobile announces a new state-of-the-art and personal luxury car design, the all-new Toronado. Built in the Olds heritage of front-wheel drive, the new Toronado offers a choice of standard gasoline or available diesel V8 engine, plus standard features like electronic level control and independent four-wheel suspension for impressive roadability. Discover the elegant inner world of Oldsmobile Toronado. See your Southern California Olds dealer today.
Well, partner, our future's riding on this bid.
Express Mail knows it doesn't matter how low your bid runs if it's running late. That's why your postal service created Express Mail, next-day delivery to major cities. So reliable, millions depend on Express Mail for overnight delivery on time, every time.
We got it! We got it!
See the yellow pages under Air Cargo for your nearest Express Mail post office. Depend on Express Mail to be on time, every time.
Southern California mornings start like no others, because nowhere else is there a newspaper like the Los Angeles Times. Pick it up and suddenly you've got the world in front of you. An amazing, changing world, and no one can describe it, make sense of it, better than the Times. There are many ways to begin the day, but more than 1 million families start by picking up the world. When you pick up the Times, you pick up the world.
The San Diego Union reports that former Attorney General Evil Younger refuses to comment on a report that he's going to sue to get a big raise in his state pensions. The unsuccessful Republican candidate for governor now works with a high-priced law firm, and he qualifies for 4 separate government pensions that would bring him a total of $54,000 a year. Maclovio, what is this storm? Are we in rain?
It is a
Terrible
big storm. 50-mile-an-hour winds in Crescent City, California. So it's packing a punch, and it should be here as soon as tomorrow night. And it looks like it's going to be hanging around through the rest of the week, folks. So we've got a lot of weather in store for the next couple of days. Here's a storm system moving. It's about 200 miles off the North Pacific coast right now, and it is slowly moving up. You can see all the cloud cover moving in. There's a cold front trailing down into the Pacific. This is going to be moving into Southern California by tomorrow night, and certainly by Wednesday, we're likely to have some rain. In today, in LA, we had a high of 76, an overnight low of 47. San Gabriel, California, hot spot in the entire nation, 81 degrees, so it was quite warm. Across the U.S., they still have problems with snow in Chicago. They have 82 inches of snow so far this season. That is a new all-time record for snowfall this early in the season. And in the eastern side of the country, they still have their problems with 30 degrees below zero in Burlington, Vermont, so it's been very cold up there. Our weather will be changing through tomorrow, and one of the good side effects of this is that the air will start mixing. We won't have any fog. We do have fog right now, but by tomorrow night it should start clearing up. Air quality will be good, another side effect of a good storm system moving through. So this is the airport. It is still officially closed with 0 visibility, but things will be changing, folks, and you can tell by the forecast. Considerable fog and low clouds, coastal and valley areas tonight, turning cloudy with a chance of rain by Tuesday night and rain likely on Wednesday. Temperatures will be cooler, only up to 68 tomorrow, in the middle 60s just about everywhere else. The winds will start picking up, and in the deserts by tomorrow night, they're predicting 25 to 35 mile-an-hour winds. The storm system will probably hit us at the highest on Wednesday. We're expecting about a ½ an inch of rain out of this storm system. Rain will likely continue through Saturday, so it looks like our weather will be changing. Here is Joe.
Okay, Mac, thank you very much. Agatha Christie was one of the world's best-known mystery writers. Early in her life, she was involved in a mystery of her own, and that now is the basis of a new film, Agatha. David Sheehan can tell us if it's worth knowing who did it. David?
Yes, I would say right off the top that it's definitely worth knowing who did it and how they did it. Agatha is one of those movies that really doesn't add up to a whole lot when it's over, but as it's passing by, there are numerous isolated moments that actually light up the screen with lush scenery, plush decor, clever little plot twists, and some delightful acting duets between Dustin Hoffman and Vanessa Redgrave. The story, of course, is based on the highly publicized disappearance of mystery writer Agatha Christie back in 1926, a disappearance that had half of England trying to find her. The resort where she was finally discovered, registered under the name of her husband's mistress, becomes the locale for the film's fictional idea of what might have happened, with Dustin Hoffman playing the newspaper man who tracks impeccable performance as a woman seeking a strange form of revenge against her husband and his lover. It involves a typical Agatha Christie kind of murder plot until Hoffman finally gets hot on the trail of what she's really up to.
You are like your books after all. Always a surprise ending.
And the ending is definitely a surprise. A few more surprises earlier on in the film, I have to tell you, would have made it a bit livelier. But as it stands, Agatha is still a great visual pleasure, and except for a few awkward moments in Dustin's characterization, it also has a fine feeling for character, atmosphere, and intrigue.